after 5 years, if you did say 500 a month to match, say, your car note, you would have roughly between thirty and $40,000. There's no guarantee in terms of the exact amount, but it will be a lot more money than you have now. And what would happen is that would mean that most of you would be at least some degree of financial security. Some of you are more advanced, so maybe you can go to 1,000, you can go to 2,000, whatever. If you go higher, then the numbers double and triple. And then what happens is we form a habit, and we're doing this for the next 20 or 30 years. After 20 or 30 years, everybody's rich. Everybody's passing them down massive amounts of wealth. That's the 5-year pledge. So if you want to get some help on this, free resources, I'm going to send you a lot of emails and support, investing tips, things like that. Just go to 5yearpledge.com. And that's the word 5yearpledge.com and sign up. And when you get on that list, I'll just send you stuff. And you'll hear from me a lot. I tend to over communicate in case you haven't noticed. And that's because that's required for us to win because I'm tired of us losing. We ain't supposed to lose. All right, so moving on. So here's some more things about Tyreek Hill. So Tyreek Hill, he's made 147 million in his career. He's 31 years old, so he probably has a few more years left. I'm guessing a retirement around 36 or 37. That's when guys start to really slow down. And he's making about 30 million a year, and he had to give this money to his wife in their divorce. 500,000 to Kita Vaccaro, that's his wife, in addition to plus, so 500,000 in a lump sum, plus 20 to 50,000 per month for spousal support, and then she has to pay legal fees, $457,000 of that. She gets access to the Bentley, which is a $200,000 car, and then I forgot to mention she gets a $100,000 car allowance. I don't know what that means, but okay. And also she gets exclusive use of the waterfront condo, and he has to pay the mortgage, insurance, utilities, internet, and health insurance for both her and their daughter Capri. So apparently they have a child together. I didn't see anything about child support though, so I'm wondering what that's going to be. But anyway, moving on. Oh, he's paying the 20 to 50,000 while the divorce proceedings are going. So I guess while the divorce proceedings are done, when they're done, everything will be settled. And what's interesting is that 130 court filings have already accumulated, which means this is pretty complicated. So, marriage, remember, marriage is a legal contract, and that legal contract can lead to complications. And what some would say, where a critique might be relevant, would be to say, maybe a prenuptial agreement could have resolved a lot of these problems. A lot of people think that a prenup means you expect to get divorced, and that's not true. You don't buy insurance for your house because you expect your house to burn down. You buy insurance for your house because you know that it's possible for your house to burn down, right? You want to be protected in case that happens. And also with relationships, like if you look at the very high divorce rate, one of the interesting things about relationships is it's so shocking to me how everybody thinks it can't happen to them. How everybody gets into a new relationship. All of us have done it at some point where you start something and you think it's going to last forever and you cannot even imagine that this thing coming to an end, and then it does. It happens a lot. And so it takes some maturity to get to that point where you say, okay, even though I don't feel like this is ever going to end, let me just make sure we're prepared instead. Like, for example, me and my wife do have a prenup, and we didn't do it. It wasn't contentious. It wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna do this because I think you're gonna be that dirty dog that's gonna take all my money. No, it wasn't like that. It was like, let's just make it simple. Because one thing that she does really well is she doesn't just talk about simple ways to get together. She talks about simple ways to break up. If you can't keep a clean relationship, at the very least, try to have a clean breakup. Because how you break up, it's like an amputation, right? Let's say that you're already in a bad spot and you're in a war, and they got to cut your leg off, and it sucks, right? You'd rather have your legs.